Good morning. Last month, the S&P 500 hit a brand new all-time high, 7,230 points, a record. April just closed as the best month ever, over 10% gains in a single month. And somewhere right now, there is a person, a guy that sold everything in March because they panicked. And they are watching this happen without them. Why did this person sell? They knew the market recovers. Everyone knows that the market recovers. So why did they sell anyway? By the end of this video, you will know exactly why. And you will make sure that this never ever happens to you. This channel is about financial freedom and living a good life. It is about waking up on a Monday morning and owning that day. It is about saying no to the things that drain you. And it is about saying no to the things that you don't want to do. It is about booking the flight without doing the mental gymnastic, thinking if you can afford it or not. It is about the time being completely yours. That's it, that's the whole wide goal. And the path to it is simple, embarrassingly simple. Except for one thing standing in the way, and that is unexpectedly your brain. And today we are going to talk about exactly that. This week in Omaha, Nebraska, something historically happened. Mr. Warren Buffett, 95 years old, 60 years running Berkshire Hathaway, officially handed over control to his successor, Greg Abel. The annual shareholder meeting that tens of thousands of people travel to every year, the one they call the Woodstock for capitalists, happened for the first time with Abel running the show. He walked out on the stage, raised Buffett's jersey to the rafters, number 60 for 60 years of service. And just like that, an era ended. Buffett turned a struggling textile company into a $1 trillion conglomerate. He delivered nearly 6 million% in returns over 6 decades. 6 million%. If your grandparents had put $10,000 into Berkshire when Buffett took over in the 1960s, your family would have roughly 600 million today. And here is what this man has said over and over for 30 years. For people who have jobs and lives and better things to do than read 200-page annual reports, the single best investment they can make is a simple S&P 500 fund. Buy it and leave it completely alone. 6 million% returns, and his advice to you is to buy the boring fund and leave it alone. The system runs on its own. It always has. So why do many people still manage to get in its way? That is what we're going to talk about. Your brain is one of the most extraordinary things in the known universe. More neutral connections than there are stars in the Milky Way. Inside your head, right now, there is more activity than in the 10,000 galaxies combined. And your brain has one fundamental design priority: survival. Everything else comes in secondary. 10,000 years ago, that was completely perfect. You heard something in the bushes your body flooded with cortisol, you moved fast and ran for hiding. That system kept the species alive for hundreds of thousands of years. But in a brokerage account, that same system works against you every single day, people. The market drops 4% and your brain registers that as a rat. Cortisol floods in, your time horizon shrinks from decades to right now. You want the discomfort to stop. So what do? You sell. You feel immediate relief. And then the market recovers and you are standing on the sidelines watching it go without you. This has happened to thousands of people in March this year. The market dipped, the news screamed, phone buzzed with alerts. People sold. And then April arrived, the best month in 5 years. And those people missed every single point of it. They had to sit and watch a 10% recovery happen to everyone who stayed in. That is the cortisol making financial decisions for you. That is a survival system doing exactly what it's designed to do in a context it was never designed for. The financial media understands this mechanism perfectly. Red numbers, breaking alerts. Is this the next crash every day? A brain in threat mode clicks, watches, reacts, and comes back tomorrow to do it again. That anxiety is the product. Your reaction is what they are selling. The S&P 500 has had 38 corrections of 10% or more since the 1950s. It has recovered from every single one of them. Wars, recessions, pandemics, financial crashes, political chaos. Through all of it, the system kept going. The average recovery time is roughly 2 years. Every single time, the people who stayed in came out the other side with more than when they started. Your brain does not feel that history when the number is going down. Your brain just feels the now. What did you do during the last big market drop? Did you hold, or did you buy, or did you sell? Tell me in the comments. I'm really curious to see how your brain reacts. Buffett right now is sitting on a $200 billion in cash. He has been asked about it consistently. His answer is always the same. He is waiting for the right thing at the right price. Until then, he's waiting, completely still. While the market moves around him, while everyone else reacts, while the news cycle churns out a new crisis every 48 hours. $200 billion sitting, waiting on purpose. That stillness in the strategy, and it sounds simple until you are actually in it. The market is moving, everyone around you is doing something, and every instinct you have is telling you to act. The way Buffett maintains that stillness is the same way you will. By building a system so automatic that the decision is already made before the emotion arrives. Here is what the system looks like in practice. And I want you to actually do this week. You decide what you are building towards to, a specific life, the Monday that should belong to you. What does it look like, feel like, smell like? Get that image clear. Even write it down somewhere. Because that image is your anchor. Every time the market does something dramatic, that image is what keeps your hands off the sell button. Then you automate monthly contributions, same amount, same date, every single month, regardless of what the market is doing, regardless of how you feel that week. You treat it like a bill. The most important bill you ever paid, and you pay to yourself first before anything else. You direct that contributions at a simple S&P 500 index fund. 500 of the largest companies in America, all in one purchase. Boring, consistent, 60 years of compounding. You set it all at once and then you walk away. But this is the crucial part. You protect your calm the way you protect your health, because they are worth the same amount. You sleep, you move your body, you spend time outside, you make financial decisions from a rested and clear, relaxed place. Because the version of you that checks the portfolio at midnight after a bad day is a completely different decision maker from the version of you that looks at it on a calm Sunday morning with a coffee. Friday today, okay, aim towards Sunday. Same numbers, completely different brain reading them, okay? How many times a day do you check your portfolio right now? Because the more often you look, the more your brain gets involved and the more your cortisol brain takes over from your rational one. The investors with the strongest long-term results are the ones who made everything automatic and then they stepped away from it completely. There are studies of investment accounts that show the best performing portfolios over a decade belong to the people who completely forgotten the account existed. The strategy was so automatic it disappeared from their daily attention. That is the goal. A system so well designed that it runs while you are busy living your life. So, here is what 500 euros a month actually becomes when you do this. You start at 25 years old. 500 euros automated every month into the S&P 500 fund. You read zero annual reports. You make zero predictions and you watch 0 minutes of financial news. You just show up with the same 500 euros every month and let 30 years pass. By 55, you will have over €1,000,000. From what? From showing up, from consistency, from getting out of your own way and letting the system do what it has been doing since 1957. That number is not magic. This is just compound interest running undisturbed. The only way to disturb it is to let your brain get involved at the wrong moment. And the only way to prevent that is to build a system where your brain has nothing to decide. Buffett's jersey is in the rafters in Omaha now, number 60. The greatest investor of modern era just stepped back. And the index he spent 6 decades pointing people towards just hit a new all-time high. The system runs without the genius. It runs without perfect timing, and it runs without anyone watching it every single day. It just needs one thing from you. Show up the same amount every month and stay out of the brain. Show up with the same amount every month and stay out of the way. Your brain has more connections than there are stars in the sky. All that intelligence, all that processing power, and all those 10,000 galaxies of activity. The best thing you can do with it when it comes to investing is point it somewhere else entirely. Set up the system, make it automatic, and then go use that extraordinary brain of yours on the things that actually deserve it. Life is easy, people. We are the ones that complicate it. Stay consistent, and I will see you next week. I post on Tuesdays because I own them.